Alright, so in my last two Mae Jenkins videos, I took a critical but even response to her Q&A with her boyfriend Josh, and I kind of made the point why I cover MMA. And we have one last part of this Q&A with her boyfriend, and we're going to do it today. What is up, you heathens and demons, you beautiful, blasphemous people? Welcome back to A Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi, and we're taking another look at Mae Jenkins. But first, as always, want to send a shout out to my patrons. Your support is going a long way to making the channel better. I want to thank all of you. New content always coming. For $1 a month, you can see all of my videos before they go up on YouTube. So if you'd like to become a patron, link is in the description below. Alright, yeah, so we're going to be looking at MMA again, doing the last part of our Q&A. You know, in the first video, we kind of introduced this idea of what is too much indoctrination, right? Like, I truly feel like Mae Jenkins' indoctrination levels go super high. But yet, I've never seen her really tackle the issues that would make me not like her as a person. I think that she's a pretty good person. I don't like what she represents. I don't like the youth movement that she's leading and the fact that she's sucking in a lot of people. I think that we should stand in opposition to that, and that's why I'll continue to make Mae Jenkins videos. But I like the girl, and I even like her boyfriend. I think that they make a really good couple, and I foresee them getting married. It's what Christians do, and they're going to get married, and they're going to continue with this evangelical promotion to young people, because she is likable, and it's why we should stand against her. So let's get back into the clips and see where we're at.
Oh, here we go. Question number 6. What is something God has taught y'all so far in this relationship?
I think so. It's funny that we've actually talked about the Enneagrams, because as a 2, a lot of times the 2 will do anything to make the people around them happy, even if that makes them not happy, because truly making the people around them happy makes them happy.
So essentially, you're a people pleaser, and you don't like it when other people are having issues. Alright, I think I get it. Let's move on.
And so with that, it's like if Emma was having a bad day or got in an argument with somebody or whatever it may be, even if it had nothing to do with me, I would take her issue and her problem and put it on myself. I would start to have a bad day. I would do whatever it takes so she would feel okay, but at the same time, that's not how I can help her. How I can help her is just being strong in who I am and who I am in the Lord, and come alongside her and encourage her, and not take her problems or her issues and try to fix them, but just be there to listen, to pray, and encourage.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, you're a people pleaser and you don't like it when she's upset, and you take that on yourself, and you're learning not to do that. That's pretty good. Good life advice. I highly recommend that for everybody. You know, it's sometimes hard not to do that. I mean, I think it is a natural human emotion. It's a human thing. If you care about somebody, that you're going to be affected by their mood, the bad time that they're having, and that should affect you if you care about them. But I think you should try to overcome that, because you're not really helping the other person if you get into that place. So this, once again, is good advice from these two. It's what I appreciate about their channel. They don't often give bad advice. They just talk about God a lot, and they express a really deep indoctrination. And as I said in the last video, I have questions about the college. Like, I would like to see them get a broader worldview. And I would really like to have some of the more, controversial topics addressed, see her stance on those, so I could have a more clear picture on where I should stand against her.
Man, so God has taught me so much in this relationship, and is continuing to, but I think something that he has been teaching me in a major way that I honestly didn't even realize I needed to be taught was vulnerability. Because at the very start of our relationship and leading in towards the middle thus far, was I would be worried about something, or something would be bothering me, and Josh would notice that I would be acting quieter, or I would be acting a little weird, and he'd be like, hey, what's up? And I would say, nothing, I'm good.
So here we kind of have like a contradiction of the character she portrays, and I'm going to commend her on her bravery for being honest about this, because she is sounding more like an introvert. She's sounding more like me. Like I had this huge problem, especially when I was younger, around her age, of holding everything in, not expressing how I felt to people. And, you know, I often talk about that as poison, because it does become poison. And it led me to beating the shit out of a lot of walls and my hands getting really, really hurt. And, you know, so I don't think that that's healthy. And I'm glad that she's recognizing that. Again, I think that they're giving pretty good advice here. And pretty glad that we can end this series with MMA on a more positive note, because I like it when I can relate, when I can see your humanity, when I can say, okay, this is where we are similar. And it goes a long way to providing that genuine thing that Emma puts out that I think more Christians should. You know, Paul and Morgan, they're not genuine. You know, Matt Powell is definitely not genuine. That Christian vlogger is, and Mae Jenkins is, and I can stand in opposition to the things that she does and still appreciate her and still see this common ground that we could have. And you know, I do feel bad about the direction I took when I first started covering her, because I was harsh. I feel bad about the direction I took when I was covering Coffee and Bible Time, because I was harsh. These people are not the Matt Powells of the world, the Ben the Baptist of the world, the John Shelleys of the world. You know, they're good people. They just have a really fundamental belief in God.
Don't worry about it. When in actuality, I needed to talk about it and I was not okay, but I responded the way that I did because I was embarrassed that I was worrying about what I was worrying about, or I was afraid that I was going to be rejected if I shared what was bothering me. Just a lot of fear and pride led me to not be vulnerable with Josh. And something that I've realized is that the Lord, He is the perfect picture of vulnerability, because at the very beginning, whenever God made mankind, He made us with free will. He made us knowing that we would reject Him, knowing that we would not love Him in return, and yet He still made us, and He still chose to love us fully.
All right, so the first part of that went towards my last response. Really good advice. Don't hold that stuff in. Express yourself. I think honesty is the best policy. I think that your relationship will only be successful depending on the honesty. And I referred to this in a previous video. Like, what if Josh started to have doubts? Would he be able to be honest with MMA? And that's still a question, because as I said, I do believe that the only way to have a successful relationship, a successful partnership, is to have complete honesty. But the last part of that clip, I have to throw some criticism at, and this is where her deep indoctrination starts to come out. You can tell that she's bought this hook, line, and sinker and hasn't really given much thought to it. This whole, you know, talking point of free will, it doesn't exist because there are punishments involved. If you use your free will and go against the law of God or question God's existence, well, then you're going to go to hell. That's a punishment. You're not going to get that eternal life that Jesus promised. So there is no free will by that definition. But free will itself, how did He give us free will if there is a book of life? If He knows everything that's going to happen, we cannot possibly have free will if He has already dictated everything that's going to happen. So none of it makes much sense, and you can tell that she hasn't thought these things through. But yet, again, they're irrelevant to the questions on how I'm going to see her as a human being. I want to hear her stances on LGBTQ rights. I want to hear her stance on abortion and whether or not women should have the right to control their reproduction. And you know, those are the issues that are important to me. You know, who did you vote for? I know you shouldn't ask people that, but I think right now in this climate, if you voted for Donald Trump, then I'm going to have some issues with you, especially if you think that Donald Trump is some God-elect Messiah, as a lot of evangelicals seem to think. I'm going to have issues with that. These are the things that I really want to know, but let's continue.
Question number 7. Favorite quirk?
Favorite quirk.
I love that word.
There's so many. there's just so many. Like, so many.
This is probably the best question of this video because this is the perfect question for Mae Jenkins. Mae Jenkins might be the quirkiest person I have ever come across on the internet. You know, and I can imagine just like probably the list upon list of quirks that would be going through Josh's head at this moment. But let's check out the answer.
It's really funny. You'll be walking through like a grocery store or something, and if a song's playing on, you'll just look back, and Emma's just like dancing to it in the middle of the grocery aisle and singing to it. She'll just be sitting there if it's in class or if we're doing homework, and she'll just go. Yeah. And then just go on with the day. And she'll just go on after another little Amazon. It's so freaking cute. But, yep.
You know, and I really love that we're ending this with this because here we see the human MMA, the quirky, fun Mae Jenkins in her relationship, completely comfortable with Josh. You can tell that Josh just really does love her. You know, I gave him some shit, like maybe, you know, he's after some fame, but you can really tell that he is really into MMA and loves her, and I think that they're going to make a great couple. And I'm really glad that we're ending this series with this because it's important to see that humanity. It's important to know that we're still the same. We have these vast ideological differences, but we're essentially human beings. We want to be loved, and we want to love, and we want to be comfortable and happy and joking, and we want to be sad, and we just want to be the human beings that we are. And we all are the same things. We go through the same things. So, you know, this is great to end this series on that, and I'm glad that we got to. As always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi. This is A Raging Atheist. If you like my video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share me on your social media, comment in the comments section below. Hit that bell so you're notified every time I release a new video and every time I have a new live stream. I'll see you soon.